equations using substitution. So we have the graphing piece all set, and I'm going to show you how to use the calculator to check your work. So if you don't have your calculator, go ahead and grab it. But we are going to substitute, okay? Substitute means I'm going to replace something that equals that thing. I'm going to replace something of equal value. So we see here that in our substitution, we have y equals and y equals. So I'm going to replace this y with this value because that's equal to y. Okay? So 2x minus 3, that's y, isn't it? Equals negative 3x plus 7. Y equals this. So in this equation, I'm going to replace y with that value. Okay? Now I have only x's. So I can use what we did in the first quarter, solving equations, to find x. Okay, after I find x, I have to turn around and find y because the answer to the system of equations is an ordered pair. Okay? So I'm going to add 3x to both sides of the equal sign, and you get 5x minus 3 equals, this is 0, so that's equal to 7. Add 3 to both sides of the equal sign, and you get 5x equals 10, divide by 2, and x equals, divide by 5, and x equals 2. So again, I'm going to share with you that that is not the answer. The answer is an ordered pair. The x value is 2. What's the y value? Well, y equals 2 times x minus 3. So 2 times 2 minus 3 is 4 minus 3. So y has to be 1.
Right, you didn't say that. Oh, wait.
I'll help in just a minute. Okay, again, to graph these, ladies and gentlemen, I'll get to you in just a second. Attention. So, on your calculator, you can check these by plugging this into the y equals section, and it has to say y equals, otherwise you can't graph them with this calculator. 2x minus 3, and that's my first equation. My second equation is negative. If you hit the minus button, it is going to show you error. So if you get error, that might be what you did. It has to say negative 3x plus 7. Now, I'm ready to graph these two equations. So you can see that these two equations do intersect at 2, 1. Now, I'm not going to show the check for each problem, but you're better off if you use your calculator to check each of these problems. 2, 1 is the solution. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. Again, these are set up so that y equals. So I'm going to replace this value for this y. So instead of, I'm going to use the second equation. You can pick. So pick the easiest one, right? So I'm going to use x plus 4 as a substitute for y in the second equation, and then I'm going to use the 2x minus 1, which comes from right there. Now you need to solve this equation. So pause the video and solve this equation on through this, because I want to give you some time to get started on your work. Subtract x from both sides of your equal sign, and you get 4 equals x minus 1. Add 1 to both sides, you get x equals 5.
I got that too.
So we have now an x value. We need a y value. So I'm going to replace x into either one. The first one looks easier to me. So y equals 5 plus 4. Y equals 9. So my ordered pair is 5, 9.
I don't get it.
Okay, if you'd like to check this in your calculator, you're certainly welcome to do that. But I'm not going to show that for each problem.
I don't get well, why equals 19.
She just said, okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to solve for y and put these in the calculator, then you simply need to do on this problem like we were doing on the last worksheet and solve for y. I'm going to propose to you that there is an easier way. And what I'm going to do is the easier way. So, y is equal to 4x plus 2. So in place of y, I'm going to write 4x plus 2. So 2x plus 4 times y, 4x plus 2, equals negative 28. So you see, I don't have to solve for y. Some people think this is easier than graphing it. Okay? Some people think this is easier than graphing it. So pause the video and see if you can solve here for x.
Now this pretty much.
So distribute the 4. Plus 4 times 4 is 16. And 4 times 2 is 8. So like terms, 2x is like 16x, so that gives me 18x. Subtract 8 from both sides. 18x equals negative 36. So x is negative 2. So if x is negative 2, take a moment and find y. Which one would be easier to find y? The first equation or the second one? The first one, because it already says y equals. So put x into the first equation, put 2 into the first equation, and find y. Okay, so the answer to this one was negative 6, negative 2. Just in case we had that. Let's go on to the next one. Number 4. Now, you see on number 4 that you have this equation and this equation. I'm going to propose to you that the fastest and easiest way to do this problem is to just replace y in that piece. So 6x minus 2y equals 34. Well, in place of y, I'm going to write 1/2, negative 1/2 x minus 3. And now you need to distribute. Don't let the fraction scare you, because 2 times 1/2 is just 1. And find x. Okay, a common mistake here, negative times negative is positive, negative times negative is positive. So if you missed that part, that'll mess up the whole problem. So be careful with the distributive property. And you got x is equal to 4. So pause the video for just a second and find. So y equals negative 1/2 of 4 minus 3. So this has one solution, and it's 4, negative 5. Okay, so here, this is 8 minus 8y. Gentlemen, 8y minus 2 minus 3y equals 3. Eight y minus 3y is 5y. 5y minus 2 is 3. Add 2 to both sides. 5y, this cancels, is 5, so y is equal to 1. Did you get y is equal to 1? Now, I'm going to choose this equation to find x because it's already set up that way. That's the easiest way to do that. So since x is equal to 4y minus 1, and y is 1, then x is equal to 4 times 1 minus 1, so x is equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3. So my ordered pair is 3, 1. Because you have the negative sign out here. So I have a strategy. Again, this time negative x plus 5y equals 17. So in place of x, I'm going to write negative 2y. So I'm going to take away the x, and I'm going to write, in place of that, negative 2y plus 4. And then I'm going to simplify that. So negative negative is positive 2y. Negative positive 4 is minus 4. 5y equals 17. So 2y and 5y make 7y. Minus 4 equals 17. 7y equals 21. Did you get y is 3?
I'm trying to figure out what
So continuing with our substitution, I'm going to pick the first one to solve for y. And the reason I'm going to pick the first one to solve for y is because it has 1 as a coefficient. So y equals negative 3x plus 12. Now I can substitute in place of this y, this value. So again, I'm going to use the second equation. 2y equals 20. But y is equal to 3x minus 12. So in place of 3x minus 12, I'm going to put, in place of y, I'm going to put negative 3x plus 12. Now I can use the distributive property. So 5x plus 6x, because negative times negative is positive, minus, because negative times positive is negative, 24, equals 20. So 11x minus 24 equals 20. Add 24 to both sides, so 11x is equal to 44. So x is equal to 4. Now I'm going to go back and use this equation. I'm going to use this equation because it quickly tells me how to find y. So y is equal to negative 3 times 4 plus 12. 12 plus 12, where y equals 0. So my ordered pair for this solution is 4, 0. Okay, number 8. To solve number 8, this one is the one that I'm going to solve for x because it has 1 as a leading coefficient. So it's negative 4y minus 6. And in place of this, in place of this x, I'm going to put negative 4y minus 6. So 4 times negative 4y minus 6, that comes from here. And here's the equation that I'm writing, plus 3y equals 2. So this equation is 4x plus 3y equals 2. It's this equation here. So 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Plus the 3y equals 2. Negative 16 and negative 3 make negative 13. Add 24 to both sides. Negative 13y equals 26. So y has to be negative 2. Now this one is already set up quite nicely to find x. So I'm going to use that one. X is equal to negative 4 times negative 2 minus 6. So x is equal to 8 minus 6, where x is equal to 2. So our solution is 2, negative 2. Okay, I'm going to ask you to finish those last 4 problems all by yourself. Be sure you finished all of them before class on Tuesday. Have a nice weekend.